It really hasn't been that long since I last discussed the Legion Go S/2, because now we have new rumors and just straight out leaks from sources on Twitter from Evan Blass, known leaker of this kind of stuff, and has straight out showed the design and just overall just product imaging of the Legion Go 2 and newer images of the Legion Go S. So let's jump right into this. On screen now, I will display the image of the Legion Go 2 as we've seen it so far. And from what the leaks have shown, it's pretty darn compelling, with a slight redesign to the controllers, and to me, an overall just refinement of the design. I like the more rounded nature of this device in comparison to the original Legion Go. For the purposes of this video and all future videos, I'll be calling the controllers on the Legion Go Joy-Cons because, let's be honest, that's exactly what they are. From the image, what we have seen so far is that the Legion Go 2 will continue to use its Joy-Con as some sort of mouse for the FPS mode, which is a nice to see feature because it was one of the more unique and rather interesting things that the Legion Go had to offer. And it genuinely was pretty darn useful in situations where a touchscreen was just too imprecise of an implement when interacting with Windows, which, let's be honest, can happen quite often, especially if you're using this as some sort of laptop replacement, which a lot of people tended to do because of how large the screen is at 8.8 inches. Something else revealed by the file names that these files were originally given indicates that there's going to be a potential different model or different version of the Legion Go 2 that will have an OLED display, which honestly is awesome. I love seeing OLED displays come to these devices because OLED is just an amazing panel technology, and if the Steam Deck OLED and the Switch OLED has taught us anything, the nicer, richer colors, the inky blacks, is just so amazing for gaming. Another benefit that OLED provides for gaming is the ultra-low response times in the display, which, granted, none of these PC handhelds have ever had response time issues with their displays because they're all around 5 to 0.1%, so it's never been that big of an issue to begin with, but OLED does provide some tangible benefits for gaming. Something else that it also retains is the trackpad, which honestly is incredibly convenient. I always like the Legion Go's touchpad more than the Steam Deck's, purely because it's more recessed instead of sitting like above the display in controls area, just sitting sort of essentially like a giant button. It's more recessed like a normal trackpad. I don't know, it's just a me thing. Also just vastly preferred the texture of that than what the texture of the trackpad was on the Steam Deck. Again, entirely a preference thing for me though, but it is incredibly awesome to see them continue down that path because it is so convenient when you're navigating Windows. Evan Blass also revealed more information about the Legion Go S. On top of what we've seen already from Windows Central and others, this device is shaping up to be actually pretty interesting. I initially was a pretty downer about this device, but with the new and recent information provided by Evan Blass, this device might be one of the first devices to launch with SteamOS or have SteamOS as an option. Because up to this point, devices really haven't shipped with SteamOS like Valve said they potentially could in the future. And we only recently got the news that their G Ally will be getting SteamOS at some point. And so seeing SteamOS come to the Legion Go S does make a lot of sense. With the power level this device is looking at somewhere in between what we currently have with the Legion Go and the Steam Deck, having it with SteamOS might actually help it improve its pretty much lackluster performance in comparison to the competition to be actually pretty decent, definitely in comparison to something like the Steam Deck, which has been increasingly showing its age as time goes on. But it being essentially the grandfather of this generation of PC handhelds makes sense. Some of the evidence that suggests that SteamOS is coming to Legion Go S is in the design of the Legion Go S in and of itself. I'll show on screen now a zoomed in version, but you can clearly see the Steam logo indicating that's a Steam button, much like what you see on the Steam Deck. The implication being that it's going to function essentially like the Steam Deck button does on the Steam Deck, implying that it should have SteamOS on it, because why would you just have a button dedicated to quick launching Steam? I get that could be convenient, but like you have back buttons you can bind that to. You don't need a dedicated Steam button unless you were literally using SteamOS. And from the images we've seen of the Legion Go 2 so far, that device doesn't seem to have that same Steam button, indicating that the Legion Go 2 will continue to be Windows exclusive, which not too crazy about, because I would have at least liked the option to use SteamOS officially, because non-official implementations of SteamOS are kind of janky. And if you end up using something like HoloOS like some other manufacturers have used in the past, mainly INEO, it's not the same. It doesn't get the same level of support or just overall just efficiency gains you get with actual SteamOS. Extra piece that Evan Blass also showed for confirming the fact that the Legion Go should have SteamOS on it is the file name. The file name uses the language powered by Steam, mirroring Valve's new branding guidelines for powered by SteamOS devices. So that's pretty strong evidence to suggest that the Legion Go S should be running SteamOS, which, seeing more official devices with SteamOS, I think is only going to benefit the greater PC handheld industry, because it will expose even more people to Linux-based operating systems and overall just help developers and sort of force them into sort of making their games work better on Linux. It's important to keep in mind that we don't exactly know the performance level of both these devices in any official capacity whatsoever, but we have a pretty good idea what to expect for both of these. The Legion Go 2 should be running the new AMD Z2 Extreme chip to be announced at CES in January, and this device is also suspected to be announced also at that time. For the Legion Go S, it's suspected to have the baseline Z2 chip or a slightly modified alternative chip using older Zen 3 Plus cores, so it's a step down from the Zen 4 that we currently have in the current Z1 Extreme chips. So it is a mild disappointment when in terms of performance, but it should still hold up very well, and especially in comparison to the Steam Deck, but that isn't necessarily all that hard to beat, especially considering the Steam Deck is now almost 3 years old. The less important announcement that we've seen so far that is going to be pretty much leaked yet, but essentially confirmed, is the new Legion Go S glasses to pair with them. I personally never tried the original glasses, and my experience with these glasses has not been astounding in the past, so my expectations aren't really all that high for these things, and it's just another thing to add to the pile of leaks and things essentially announced but not confirmed. What we know so far, this is going to be all announced at CES in January in Vegas, so that's pretty exciting. We don't have to wait all that long to see this information really come out of the gates and just completely flood the internet, which is nice, but it kind of makes sense why all this stuff is getting leaked now in lead up to the event, because they're getting ready to announce it themselves. I would love to hear what you guys think. Are you excited for the Legion Go 2? Are you excited for the Legion Go S running SteamOS potentially? I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media coverage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.